Bitch, I'm back. Hey, what's going on, all of you wonderful and amazing people? It is I, your sister from another motherfucking Mr. ThickChickVlogs, and bitch, I have some hot, juicy gossip for that ass, so y'all know what to do. Pull out your motherfucking teacups, bitch, and get to sipping. First and foremost, I want to give you guys an update on the whole Chris Brown saga. Let me tell you how full of shit this Bailey Curran bitch is, and also I want to tell you how much how full of shit the police department, the LAPD, or whoever the fuck the police department was that was surrounding this man's house. Let me tell y'all how full of shit they were too. First and foremost, it is being reported that the DA is thinking about dropping the whole gun case against him, pretty much for lack of fucking evidence. You know why there's lack of evidence? Because the shit 9 times out of 10 didn't fucking happen, bitch. Now, the whole thing about the whole Chris Brown situation is 2 weeks ago, he was supposed to be arraigned and charges were supposed to be filed and all this type of shit. However, the DA has decided, well, I'm gonna take that back. They got a 2-week extension to try to gather more evidence. My thing is this. If you don't have enough evidence now, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get the shit later. And what I don't like is the fact that TMZ is still reporting that there was a duffel bag thrown out of the window by Chris Brown himself. Those were their words, saying that Chris Brown threw a duffel bag out of the window that contained 2 guns. Now, if you guys remember, a while back they reported that the duffel bag that was thrown out of the window contained drugs as well as 2 guns, which we later found out to be complete and utter bullshit, because now they're only saying that 2 guns were found in the duffel bag. However, the DA, the prosecutors, or whoever the fuck these motherfucking people is, bitch, I don't know nothing about the court system, okay, girl, and hopefully I never do know anything about the court system. But they're saying that they're finding it very hard to tie the guns to Chris Brown. Bitch, that would be very, very fucking easy, okay? Let me explain how. If you have fucking evidence that this was this man's gun, or if this shit even fucking happened. Number one, could you not dust the gun for fingerprints and see whose fingerprints are on the gun? Is it Chris Brown's fingerprints that are on the fucking gun? Or is it somebody else's fingerprints that were on the gun? Because if you guys don't know, there were a ton of motherfuckers still in this crib when the police arrived at 3 o'clock in the morning. Remember, Ray J had literally just tried to dip on out, and I got a little bit of tea on Ray J too. Come to find out, his motherfucking ass had a chick with him who he claimed was one of his friends. So, motherfucker, did you or did you not just get married a couple of days before this whole incident? The fuck? But I ain't digress on that whole situation. But shout out to Chris Brown. Like I said, this Bailey Curran bitch. My thing is this. This bitch had the SWAT team, had police helicopters, had goddamn dogs, all types of motherfuckers surrounding this man's house. So if this case gets thrown out for lack of evidence, they need to, okay, they need to investigate her motherfucking ass for filing a false police report. Ain't nothing but, I'm not going to say that Chris Brown didn't throw her ass out of the house simply because, she probably did some old fucked up ass shit. She probably did come in the house when he told her, y'all stay y'all whole asses in the hot tub until we you know, play any many amount of more and see which one of y'all we want to fuck tonight. I mean, that's probably what ended up happening. I'm just gonna tell the truth, you know, and shame the goddamn devil. That's probably what happened. She was probably drunk, inebriated, probably had to puff pass on a few, and then she got mad when they kicked out of the house. She decided, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to set this motherfucker up. I believe that's what happened. But if they do drop the case on this dude, they need to file a fucking a report on her motherfucking ass for filing a false police report. Press charges on that ass, Chris Brown. Now let's move on to other motherfucking celebrity gossip. I want to know who the fuck started the rumor that Faust is supposed to be dating Peter Thomas. Somebody please tell me that I'm in another fucking galaxy at this particular point in time. Is this for another storyline for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Okay, is this another storyline? We know that Peter Thomas is allegedly going through a divorce right now from Cynthia. Or are they going through a divorce? Like I said, this whole reality television shit, it's so sketchy to me to where all this fucking drama that be going on, I be thinking all of this shit scripted, even though some of the shit may be real. You know what I'm saying? The whole Peter Thomas, Cynthia divorce thing. Now it is rumored that Faust is supposed to be dating Peter Thomas. They're saying that she done flew out to see him twice. My thing is this, don't Mimi stay in Atlanta and he in South Carolina? Why in the fuck is she flying from Atlanta to South Carolina? Ain't that shit like next door? That's just like me flying from Birmingham, Alabama to Atlanta. Bitch, I ain't saying you can't do it, but bitch, that's like a 3-hour fucking drive. Why the fuck would I waste my damn time getting on a plane to drive to ride goddamn 25 minutes to the next goddamn state over. What kind of fuck shit is that? But that's the new rumor that is going around, that Mimi Faust and Peter Thomas is dating. If you have any receipts on that, leave that shit down in the comments, bitch, because I want to see it. Now, this right here is a very, very touchy one, kind of, sort of. Okay, you guys know that Shawty Lo recently died in a, what they're calling a fiery car crash in Atlanta, Georgia. Family, this is the thing that I specifically want to talk about this specific situation. To be brutally honest with you, I wasn't a huge fan of Shawty Lo. I knew like one of his songs that was popular, and I can't even think of it right off the top of my head. Not saying I didn't like the man. I'm just saying you got some of these people that was like, oh my God, Shawty Lo, like they just, you know, lost their damn best friend, which is it's always good to have sympathy for people, but at the same time, some of these people were acting like they knew this man personally. But that ain't even what I want to talk about. Okay, after Shawty Lo passed, his family decided to have a public viewing for his fans, that was awesome. He probably wanted his family to have a public viewing for him. However, now the family is upset because a lot of his fans were actually taking photographs as well as video of Shawty Lo in his casket, because they did have an open casket for the public viewing. So his daughter went on an Instagram rant. She posted a photograph of her and her father, and she was basically saying, all you motherfuckers who pretty much took a photo of my daddy laying in his casket, y'all need to delete that shit off y'all fucking page. Now look, like I said, this is a very, very touchy subject. Do I think it was great that Shawty Lo possibly wanted his fans to be able to see him during his final hour? Abso-freaking-lutely. Before they put him in the ground? Abso-freaking-lutely. But at the end of the day, what did you expect when you have a public viewing for Shawty Lo's fans with the casket opened? I mean, especially if you didn't want any pictures taken, the first thing that you should have did was have security standing next to the casket, to where and make sure you told people before they even came in, absolutely no cameras. You can't pull out no cell phones or nothing, okay? No cell phones or nothing. But still, when you have a public viewing, you got motherfuckers who will come in there with fucking camera glasses on. They gonna get some damn pictures if you have the casket open. So having a public viewing for his fans, okay, and now upset that the man's pictures are, you know, him and his casket are floating around on social media. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, do I think it's very distasteful for people to even do that shit? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of looking at it as though, what did you expect, to be completely honest with you? I do think it's fucked up that people have done it, but at the end of the day, when you have a public viewing with the casket open, with absolutely no security that's, you know, enforcing the whole no camera thing. I don't even know if you even told people no cameras, but if you did tell people no cameras, you definitely needed to have some form of security there in order to enforce the whole no camera rule. But like I said, at the end of the day, it was going to be some pictures that was going to be taken, because some motherfucker was going to have some shit hid in their damn weave or something, and they was going to get a picture of him in his casket. And you also had people who were kind of low-key, you know, shaming the family for driving Shawty Lo past the Blue Flame, which is apparently a strip club down there in Atlanta, Georgia. But like I said, my thing is this. That's the way that man, they said that man was a very, very often frequenter of that strip club. Who knows? Maybe he told him, in my final day, you know, when y'all, before y'all wheel me to the graveyard to put me in the ground, ride me past the Blue Flame. I mean, do I think the shit was kind of low-key crazy? I do, but at the end of the day, that's that man's family, and I guess they did what they felt was, you know, what he would have wanted. And this is not the first time this shit didn't happen. You got the Pope or any other famous person who sometimes they'll ride them down the street or whatever. So if the family members wanted to ride him past the Blue Flame again, hey, it is what it is. Do I think it was crazy? Would I have done it for one of my family members? Probably not. But at the end of the day, that's probably what he fucking wanted. But the fact that Shawty Lo's fans want an Atlanta street named after him, let's move on. Kim Kardashian West. Now when I saw this shit break news or whatever, because of course, you know, anything that's dealing with the Kardashians is fucking breaking news. But allegedly, Kim Kardashian was held at gunpoint down in Paris. She was down there for Fashion Week with her mother, as well as Kendall Jenner and Khloe Kardashian. They were all down there for Fashion Week, and apparently 3 men who were dressed up as police officers held her at gunpoint and stole millions of dollars worth of her jewelry. Now, I'm not trying to call nobody no motherfucking liar, okay? In no shape, form, nor fashion. If something happened to this woman, I think whoever did the shit needs to be brought to justice. They need to be under the motherfucking jail. So I'm not going to make fun of her for being robbed at gunpoint, allegedly. But what I will say is, where in the fuck, okay? Where in the fuck? They said apparently she was staying at a private mansion. My thing is this. Where the fuck was all of the armed security that... Girl, you are, number one, you was out there with damn near $20 million in jewelry, okay? Allegedly. This is what she said was stolen. You were out there with, allegedly, $20 million in fucking jewelry, and you didn't have any type of armed security guards, bitch, okay? And plus, they said it was a doorman, and then they said the 3 guys who were dressed up like police officers said they tied up the people that were at the front desk. Girl, the shit just all kind of confusing as fuck to me. Of course, we're still waiting on more details to come out, but they said, okay, this is what the reports are saying, that the guys actually went to where Kim Kardashian was, and how the fuck they knew exactly where she was, I don't know, but they said the guys at the front desk, which is still confusing because they're saying that she was at a private mansion, but some other sources are saying she was at a Paris hotel room. Bitch, which was it? But anyway, they're saying that they tied the dudes up at the front desk and made them tell them which room that Kim Kardashian was in. They went up to the room and said they handcuffed her and gagged her, put the shit in sock or whatever the fuck in her mouth, and locked her ass in the bathroom and stole all of her jewelry, which they said was like a $5 million ring and a $7 million necklace and some more shit that she had. Bitch, number one, like I said, what the fuck are you doing in Paris with absolutely no armed security with that amount of fucking jewelry, girl? That fucking valuable. I ain't trying to start no mess, but I think it's probably a safe somewhere back home that got that shit that she claiming was stolen in it, y'all. I also want to speak very, very briefly on the fact that people were upset with Kanye West for cutting his concert short because of a family emergency. Bitch, okay? If it was your husband, if it was your wife, if it was your mama, if it was your daddy, if it was your children, you would have done the absolute same thing. Now, don't get me fucked up. Do I think that they should give the fans, the people who actually paid to see him, a partial refund? Absolutely. Absolutely, they should give them a partial refund. But I do not blame him for cutting his concert short to go and check on his wife. At the end of the motherfucking day, that's still that man's wife, regardless of what people think about Kim Kardashian, what they think about the Kardashians, period. What I don't understand, I'm going to be honest. Y'all know sometimes I be saying that I get so sick and tired of hearing and talking about the motherfucking Kardashians. But at the end of the day, in no shape, form, nor fashion can I sit there and say that I hate these people when I don't know these fucking people. So seeing how some people are laughing at the fact that that she probably got robbed for real, that shit is kind of, that shit is low-key kind of fucked up. But I do not blame Kanye West for cutting his concert short for going to check, to go and make sure his wife was okay. But I do think the fans should get a partial refund for the show being shorter than what they paid for. But I'm gonna be on the lookout for a report that this shit possibly was a hoax. Just says it. Now, the last bit of tea I have for you guys, some of you may agree or some of you may disagree with me, and that's fine. Chime in down in the comment section. I would love to hear your opinion on this. Well, Wendy Williams, if you guys don't watch, Wendy Williams has been all on social media. Wendy Williams has recently been getting a lot of flack for pretty much publicly shaming Kenya Moore for being abandoned, by her mother. Now, do I think the whole situation in itself is jacked up? Absolutely. I think it's messed up. The whole situation with Kenya Moore and her mother, I do think it's messed up. But I also, and also let me backtrack just a little bit. Let me talk about Wendy Williams' remarks for a second. Basically, Kenya was throwing a little bit of shade at Sheree, basically saying, my name is on my house, and you got your mama name on Chateau Sheree. So Wendy said, and I quote, "Kenya dear, I love you. But the reason maybe that Sheree's mom was able to be put on the mortgage is because Sheree's mom loves her and opens the door when she comes over to her house. If you guys do not remember, last season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kanye Moore went to her mother's house, you know, without the cameras. They were all sitting on the bus or whatever. She went to her mother's house, knocked on the door, and her mother refused to open the door for her. And we know that when Kanye Moore's mother and her father, when they had her, they were like 15 and 16 years old. They gave her up to her grandmother. Her grandmother was the one who raised her. And basically her mother has been ignoring her entire life. Do I think it's a fucked up ass situation? Absolutely. But we know the type of person that Kanye Moore is. Kanye Moore has said some very, very fucked up things in her time on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know what the fuck happened to her ever since Miss America, what the fuck ever. Okay, but Kanye Moore has said some very nasty and hateful shit during her time on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do I think that Wendy Williams hit below the belt? Absolutely. I really do think that Wendy Williams hit below the belt. But at the same time, I think that Kanye Moore, a lot of the shit that Kenya does, she does provoke a lot of the shit that she does get. Again, I do think the situation between her and her mother is fucked up, but at the same time, girl, y'all know how I feel about Wendy Williams, Wendell Williams, Wilbur Williams, or whatever, girl. Y'all know how I feel about that motherfucker, so I ain't trying to, you know, give no props to Wendy, but at the same time, I'm not mad at Wendy for what the fuck she said about Kenya Moore. I'm not. And bitch, the shit is true. But I want to know what you guys think about the whole Wendy Williams, Kenya Moore shade thrown situation. It's probably going to be some clapbacks eventually. It's probably going to be some clapbacks, and I'm going to be here for the motherfucking shit. Because y'all know I don't give two fucks about Wilbur messy ass either. Wilbur can always spill the beans on folks, but Wilbur don't want no beans spilled on him. It is what it is, girl. And I forgot, bitch. I got some more motherfucking tea. Can somebody tell me, okay? So can somebody give me some, I want to see some receipts. We know that Porsha and Kandi Burruss got into like a little verbal altercation. And Porsha pretty much put Kandi on blast, basically saying that Kandi pretty much propositioned her to have a threesome with her and Todd. And like Wendy said on her show, I'm going to be honest with you. I can see Kandi possibly asking Porsha some shit like that, family. I can honestly and truly see Kandi probably asking Porsha some more bullshit like that. I can see some fuck shit like that fucking happening, y'all. Whether the shit is true or whether Porsha just making up shit to be messy, I don't know. But Kandi looked like the type of motherfucker that gets down with the get down. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, girl. Do your thug thizzle. But I don't think Porsha lying on Kandi. But I want to see some motherfucking receipts, girl. Because if you come out with some motherfucking receipts, I will love, girl. I will love. Matter of fact, well, are they going to be talking about this shit during the season? Because I don't normally watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if this shit is going to come out during the season, I would absolutely love. Okay, love to be tuned in for that fucking shit right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section, as well as the other things that I've talked about on today. If you are new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy these juicy gossip videos, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.